All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Brandon Tobias. It's great to have you here. If you're new to me or this particular channel, this channel is all about helping you to ascend to the next level of your inner greatness, your inner health, wealth, and success. And this video in particular is going to be tapping into the frequency of your success. Okay, so by watching this video, you are going to be picking up on that energy, that influence of success. That is what I'm bringing forth to you now from my soul, from my heart to you. And I'm sure you can feel that because I'm embodying that frequency. And what I want to teach to you or just talk to you about or just exist in this video is how by watching this video and really embodying or integrating what I'm about to say or share with you, or just the energy of this video, you can create your own livelihood of success in this lifetime in the way that's aligned with your highest mission and purpose in this lifetime. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and let's talk about what success is, how you can achieve it now, and what you need to do from this point on forward in order to make progress in your own successful life. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. By the way, if you're new to me, I'm Brandon. I'm a spiritual coach, and I've built a multiple six-figure coaching and spirituality business. You can check out my website at brandontobias.com. If you're skeptical, and look at all the reviews. I'm on Google Business, and I've created a great life for myself in and through my own spiritual business. So it's been an awesome experience. And it's through that business building and that wealth creation for myself, through my own authentic spiritual gifts and self and natural talents, that I've realized that success is something that you have to find within. Okay, this is the first lesson for what success is and what success really is. Okay, this video is really, if nothing else, it's going to be what the reality of success really is. Okay, so success is not something that we attain. Okay, let's get a few things out of the way here. Success is not something that we attain. It's not something that we look for. It's not something external to ourselves. Success is something we have to find and discover deep within the self. Okay. I want to tell you a little bit of a backstory about me personally, just to kind of knock in or lock in this point. For most of my life, up until the last 6 years now that I've been a professional coach in this industry, I was all over the place. I was doing a lot of sales jobs and uniform sales jobs and biohacking, health and wellness jobs, and all sorts of different things. Everything that taught me a different lesson. And the entire time I was working at different jobs and 9 to 5s and things like that, I was in this energy of I have to make it, I have to do it, I have to make this amount of money, I have to do this to be this type of person or make this amount of money or whatever the heck I was telling myself. And the entire time that I was doing this, I always struggled for money and or for wealth or for freedom and just for the joy of living life. Like, sure, my experiences in life were fun and, like I had some very, very good times, very good experiences at that time, but none of them were allowing me to fully fulfill my personal dream and or my personal freedom. Okay. And the reason why that was, and why no other job or 9 to 5 or just thing that would have led me to what other people might deem as success, which is money and external things and all that, material success, is because it wasn't, I was chasing something from outside of me. And I was looking at something outside of me and I was saying, I have to get there before I can be satisfied. I have to do that thing. I have to be that thing. I have to create that thing before I can be okay and well and satisfied within myself, which perpetually put me into this state of basically, this is going to be a little hamster with okay, it put me in a state of being a little hamster in a wheel. Okay, constantly chasing this thing that we call success, when in reality I didn't even realize what success was or what success is. Okay, now I want to define that first. I do want to define what success actually is. Okay, so that we're all on the same page about what it is that from what I've discovered in my journey and my lessons, and of course my connection with God and my angels and guides and all that stuff. Yes, I'm a spiritual dude if you didn't pick that up already, but I'm also a human being. So I'm going to try to explain everything in layman's terms as well as the spiritual terms for everyone who's watching this, because I'm not some guru. I'm just a human being. But success is really what I've discovered as success is being fully embodied and okay with, and really in love with everything that you are and everything that you are creating at this very moment in time. Being in love with and being okay with everything that you are and everything that you are building or doing or creating at this moment in time. Okay? I want you to let that sink in for a second. Okay? Because it sounds very simple on the surface, but it actually is incredibly deep if you really let it go there, right? Success is the ability to be fully in love with and or okay with, right? Everything that you are in this moment in time and everything you are currently building, being, or creating at this moment. That's success. If you're in that state, you are successful. I'm going to tell you why. You will never reach a point. We will never reach a point. What I've realized in this whole journey of, going from all my 9 to 5s and being in debt and feeling purposeless and always chasing the wheel and all that stuff into my own business and what I feel is true success, right? And true wealth and debt free and, living a beautiful, beautiful life that I thank God for every single day. What I've realized is that there's never going to be a point, okay, where you just get enough money or you get enough freedom or you get something and you're like, that's it. That's everything. I'm done. I'm done for life. I'm just gonna die now. Right? That doesn't happen. It never happens. You're always going to perpetually be existing in a certain way, building in a certain way, creating in a certain way, no matter how much time or money or freedom or happiness even that you've achieved. You're still, when you reach whatever point you think you need to reach, you're still going to be doing, being, creating, building something even then. Okay? But true success is, are you in love with that? Are you in love with that? Ask yourself that question. Are you truly in love with that thing and fully okay with that thing that you are and that you're doing and that you're creating and building at this moment in time? Okay. If the answer is no, because I just have to do this thing to reach some other goal, or it's a means to an end to do or achieve or be this, or I have to do this thing just to pay the bills, or, whatever that thing is, it's time for a reality check. Now, I want to be very clear. A lot of my journey has been learning how to pay the bills and to make money and to actually be what I would consider wealthy, which is going to be another video. Okay. But success and wealth are obviously tied together. Okay. So that's obviously important. But if there's not something that's also genuinely connected to you that you want and that you love and that you're okay doing and building in this moment, alongside of or with paying the bills or doing what you need to do to pay the bills, or that thing is not connected, right? You paying the bills is not connected to you creating, building, or being something that you genuinely love and are okay with in that moment in your life, then there's an issue. And there's an issue because if you are just existing, okay, if you are just existing to pay the bills, and that is your only thing in life now, that is your existence, what hope do you have? Okay. What, and I mean this like genuinely, what hope do you have in that life? If you have decided, or your life currently is just paying the bills, just keeping the lights on, just paying the rent, and that's all your life is, and that's all you can see right now for the indefinite future. Okay. At that moment in time, when you've resigned to that, if you've resigned to a life like that, you have now become unsuccessful. Okay. And the reason you become unsuccessful is because you're doing what you have to do, not what you genuinely love. doing and or would want to do. Okay. And you're not connecting your life of I need to pay the bills to so that I can do or be this. Therefore, paying the bills in this way is genuinely connected to this next process I see for myself that I do genuinely love and I'm building and being and creating. Okay. So long as you are connected to that vision of you building, being, and creating something that you are in love with, that you are genuinely okay with as a soul, as a human being, you are already successful right then and there. And this is well before, by the way, this is well before whatever it is that you are in love with, that you're okay with building, being, and creating or existing as. This is well before that thing has created any money or any wealth whatsoever. Okay? Because that hope, it's that love, it's that identification, okay, of you with that level of existence. It's that energy, that feeling, that hope that creates the actual material external success. Okay? But it has to come from within you in that way first. This is actually telling you the nuts and bolts of how and why people, you always hear manifestation gurus say, yeah, this has to come from within first. And then, but you're like, okay, but on a practical level, how does that actually work? And I'm telling you, the practical level to this is that it's your energy of hope and love and being perfectly okay with what you, and genuinely okay with, not just saying you're okay with it, but genuinely okay with where you're at, what you're doing, what you're building, creating, and being in that moment. It's that energy that then creates the material success that that inner feeling is wanting to create for you or manifest for you, which is also, of course, a better life. Okay. Now, the important part to remember is that process, what I just described, that process never stops. Okay? That process never stops, no matter how successful you feel you are or that what you've built or what you've created. So you will always be going from, right, point A to point B, right? Here's where you are. Okay, this is how it works. But my camera can shift. This is how it works, okay? So here you are currently, and what you do is you create the success within you. You say to yourself, okay, this is the life. This is the life. You identify and you say, this is the life that I love and I am perfectly okay with being in, existing in, building, or creating at this moment in time. You identify exactly what that is and you create that within yourself, right? You create that feeling, that vision, that direction for yourself. It's really to get out of the manifestation woo-woo stuff, right? You create that direction for yourself. Okay? You say, this is the life that I am perfectly okay with and in love with creating, because the whole process of life is creation itself. That's the whole point of this, right? You are always creating something. Okay. As you create that success or you find that success or you discover or you get to that direction of success within, that will naturally manifest then where the actual life that you want to exist in and be in. Okay, but guess what? Here's the whole kicker to this, okay? When you reach that point, then there's the next point. Okay? So what you manifest, yeah, the word here is then this is how you manifest life. But what you manifest here, you get to point B, and then at that point, you're like, okay, wow, yes, I did it. I created the life, okay? I created the life that I am perfectly okay in and love existing in and building and being and creating, but now I've created it. So now what? Now what do I do? Okay? And what you have to do then, this is the difficult part. And this is actually I've been going through this process for a while now. actually. In my own personal journey. I won't get too personal with you all, but I basically created the life that I wanted, like way back when, 10 plus years ago. I'm like, yeah, if I could just have my own business, make multiple six figures, be free, and just live whatever the life I want to live, and have my own boat and all that stuff, like I'd be great, you know. And I created that success within myself and that vision, right? Like this is what I'm building towards. And then it happened. And then when I reached it, I was like, oh, wait, I thought I was done. It's exactly what I took you all through. It's like, oh, I'm still alive and I'm still here. I'm not done, you know? So then I had to realize I had to go through the process of the next step, which is, okay, now that that's accomplished, what am I now genuinely in love with, as I just took you all through? What am I genuinely in love with and okay existing in and creating and building now in this moment? Okay, what's that next lifestyle? Okay. And that's, to be very honest with you all, I'm in the process of that. Okay. Right now I'm just teaching you the process. Okay. But it's not like I have all the answers either. Right. So I'm just going to be forward with you. It's very straightforward with you all and very honest. Hopefully you can get that. I'm not trying to like boost myself, boost my numbers or sell you anything. I'm just teaching you the process that's worked for me. And hopefully this inspires some of you. All right. And it's fun also for me to talk about. So here we go. So yeah, I'm in the process of that and going, okay, what is the next level of success, or what is the next life really that I'm currently in love with building and being and creating and existing in? Okay. And then it goes to point C, and then you get here, and then it goes to point D. And I don't know this for sure because obviously I'm only at like point B right now, I guess. But I would imagine at some point, you build such a comprehensive, successful life that you truly do get to a point where you're happy to exist in all of what you've created, your existence, right? Like your life itself is the manifestation of all the success you've ever wanted and dreamed of ever. And so now you can just play and exist in it. And, I'm not really sure. I guess maybe then we do die and we go to heaven. At that point, we get so successful, God's like, all right, well, you just go back to heaven now. You've had your fun. So I don't know what happens then. But but what I can tell you is this is how to build your life. Okay, this is how to build your life. This is the message I want to get to those of you who found this video, and to tell you, this is the process to creating what I believe to be, and what I really feel through my experience is a truly successful life. Because notice in this whole process, there's never a point in this process where you're meant to be existing without success. Okay? Like even in point A, the first step to this process is literally to create the success in that moment within you. And as we said, the definition keeps coming back to be in love with and okay with the process that you're in, the existence you're in, and building and being and creating whatever your life is in that moment. Okay, and of course you have to have direction for that. You have to choose a path. You have to have something that gives you hope for the next level of your existence, for sure. But where the success is actually created, to be very clear, is once you create that direction and that path of what would genuinely feel like, yeah, I would want that. I would want that life. I would dream of that life. Okay. And you agree that yes, you are successful. You want to be successful. Then right there in that moment, you've already stepped into it. You've already stepped into success because you've agreed to start the journey to going towards whatever that step B is. Okay. And in that process, this is what God is saying to me in this, in this moment is that is success, because you become happy. you become joyous, you become fulfilled by creating the next level to your success. That's success. Do you see? You're not sitting there miserable saying, "Ah, I'm freaking miserable that I have to go and build my dream life." Right? You're saying, "You know what? My life may be a little hard. I may be having to pay the bills a lot right now, and I'm in debt, or whatever your situation is, or my health is not good." And by the way, that's a whole other set of videos I can do if you all are interested. It's kind of a test video to see what I like to do and what my audience responds to here. Um, but you're not in that state of like, oh, you're in that state of, what, my life may suck a little bit, but I am moving towards my success, or I am moving towards the dream life that I want, that step B. And as long as you know that, the human body and our souls are designed to be perfectly okay with that, perfectly happy, perfectly joyous, because our soul thrives and needs, it's a requirement, it's like oxygen, it needs hope. It needs to know we're moving towards something. It needs to know we're building something to get to our next destination. That is how we're designed. That is how God designed us. I can't stress that point enough. God designed us so that we're not just meant to stay stuck in a miserable existence if you don't like that life. We're meant to have a next vision, a next thing, a next, creation that we're always working towards. Because if we're not working towards the next thing or something else, yeah, we're dead at that point. And you might as well, right? At that point, if you're in level A and you haven't done this process, right? There's not much between you and death. Okay? And I know that sounds brutal, but as human beings, that's what keeps you alive. You ever wonder why some of the oldest, what's the name? Centurions, the people who live well past 100. You ever know, if you go watch those people, if you study them, a lot of them are working. A lot of them are always active. This is just anecdotal, but every time I see like a video about someone who's like 110 or 105 or 120, it's like these people are active. They are working still. Like they're still just going. They're building whatever's next for them. That's what keeps them alive. And it's so fascinating because I'm a nutrition guy and a diet guy and an energy guy, and I'm like, okay, are they eating something special? They must have the best diet. I saw one guy, this guy was really old. I swear he was like 120 or something like that. He was African American, and this guy would smoke a cigar. This guy smoke a cigar every weekend or something. So it's, and he talked about his diet, and he said basically minimize sugar and some dark chocolate and blueberries, like very, very basic things, right? So it wasn't diet. I mean, diet was important, but it was the fact that he was still active. He had his daily routine. He read things that he cared about. He was building whatever life he wanted to live. So this is human life. This is human life. This is what we're meant to be and do and exist in, okay? In this lifetime. If no one's told you, and by the way, this is not just for certain people. This is not just for me or my style, or this is for every human on earth. Every human on earth. If you're watching this video, it applies to you. Okay? Don't think you're excluded from this. Don't think that God made you and you're just like, oh, I'm just destined to be this, No. Whoever told you that or insinuated that was bullshitting you and lying to you, or stuck in their own level A, we'll say. Okay? So this is honestly and truly how we all as human beings have success within us. Okay? It's already there. Your success, okay? Look, it's in the little golden light circle. It's already within you. It's already there. Okay. The thing that, and this is kind of a directive now. Okay. So the next step here is like, now that this is already there, like you can access your success now, whether it even exists or not. Okay, this is the next little direction, a practical direction. This is what God is telling me right now. And yes, for those of you who don't know me, I am a professional channeler. My gift is to be able to access God and the guides and angels. So they do chime into these videos, and I'm not going to hide it anymore. Why hide it? Um, if I was the creator of all that I'm sharing with you, you know, that'd be pretty amazing. I'm not. A lot of this is being channeled, just so you all know how I work as a professional channeler. So. But it is a lot, some of it is from me too, just so you know. Anyways, the thing that you need to do here to go from a sad face to a happy face is you do need to choose. Okay? So God wants you to know your success is already here. It's in you. The thing we all are born with that we get to do, the next step is, okay, one is knowing your success is there within you. The second thing is we get to choose. Okay? We get to choose. Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck, myself included, actually. Actually, that's probably what led to the creation of this video, ironically, is like I was like sitting on my couch and like, all right, I've created my step B. Like, now what do I do? And my head immediately started to go and my soul, because that's how I kind of work with myself. It's like my soul was like, yeah, I could talk about this. I could talk about that. I could talk about success or health or spiritual superpowers or, my story as a biohacker. And like, there's all sorts of things, And at the end of the day, it didn't matter what I started to do or be or talk about, as long as I just chose something and just went for it. Just choose it. Okay. And that's what we have to do. That's what you have to do if you're watching this. That's the key to actually living in success right now, is you have to have a path, some path. The thing is, here's the funny thing about it. Notice that that's at the neck area. Isn't that kind of funny? So if we're looking at like the chakra system, right, that would be in the throat chakra. And that's our voice, right, to choose, to vocalize, to choose. Um, the thing that's funny about a path is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what path that you choose. Okay. If you have the intention to love and be okay with what you're building, creating, being, and existing as, if you have that intention, and there are several paths that may lead to that, just choose one. That's it. Just choose one. Your act of choosing figures out the rest of it naturally. Okay, it sorts it out naturally. It's our will. Okay, it's our will, the power of our will, that allows our path, the actual path to success, to be sorted out. Now, I'm going to give you another personal example. I hope you all, help you all learn to love and grow to love my stories. When I was back in 2020, when I was still working as I was a health and wellness consultant at this place called Bulletproof Labs in Santa Monica, and it was a good job. It was probably one of my best jobs that I've had. I help people, choose their little biohacking protocols for health and wellness, nutrition, and cryotherapy, things like that. Um, I never would have imagined at all, ever, that my way, like I never could have come up with this, right? If I would have sitting there thinking about it, like contemplating what path to choose, I would have never ever chosen, like voluntarily or known about the fact that my business online, my first business online, was a tarot reading business. Never in a million years. I mean, I was a college athlete. I played D1 football at Portland State University. Jock, health and wellness science guy. Okay, just the complete opposite of what you'd imagine would be a tarot reader. And what happened was my will to, at that point in time, because COVID happened and we all got laid off, and in fact, I was basically at that point out of a job and out of money or needing to make money somehow. And I was just sitting there, and I remember just like, I got to make something happen. And I remember at the time I was starting to learn about more and more about spirituality. I was already into Reiki and things like that. And I just, some reason, tarot readings came across my path, and I started watching them, and I started getting really fascinated with how the readings were starting to match up with my life. And at the time, at my ex-girlfriend, it was really matching that whole story very accurately. Like, how the heck is this possible? And then I saw that these people were making, great money just doing these readings and having these extended readings. And I'm like, I think I can do that. So I got myself a deck, started practicing. I just started posting videos online, and lo and behold, it led to somehow, I don't even know how to this day, it led to my dream life. It led to my dream life of being completely free, no job for 6 years now, just working as a coach, professional healer, channeler, building my YouTube business, and just like living an awesome life. And I still to this day, it blows my mind open. I never would have, like, if I was sitting there in 2020, like, I wonder how I can live my dream life. Like, never would I've ever imagined being a tarot reader to start would have been that path. But that's exactly what it was. And I tell you that story so that it honestly doesn't matter what you choose. You just have to choose something. And the way it works is when we use our will to choose something, it just leads us to the intention we have. You see? And the intention that we have is to be in love with and perfectly okay with existing and creating and building the life that we want to build. Okay? That's exactly what that path led to for me. Even though it was tarot and something I never thought, you know, would have been a viable pathway, but it didn't matter. Okay? Do you see? It just mattered that I chose to be successful. That was my will and my desire. I chose a path, and I used my will to choose that path. And then, boom, it led to the intention of that, which is the dream life that I wanted, where I never would have imagined that tarot could have done that. Okay? So I don't know why to this day that happened, but I think it was so that God could show me it really does not matter at all. Okay? But what does matter is that you know that you have that inside of you. You choose a path, a path. Doesn't matter which path, as long as it's viable for you, and maybe it's a skill that you have, or that you're interested in, or that is a talent for you, or that you're good at, you want to serve people with, and you work towards it. Okay, you go for it. Okay, so that's our job. Once this whole thing, the whole key to this whole thing working is you choosing it, you choosing a path, knowing that you have it inside of you. And then the magic of all this is once you start to be on that path, you are now already successful and you feel successful, which is very important for our livelihood and us feeling good about ourselves. You feel successful because you know you are step by step building the dream life that you can see yourself existing in whatever your step B is. And then you could just exist in that for as long as you want. Okay, which is where I'm kind of currently at, until you decide to do level C and then level D, etc. Okay, so that is how right now, if you're watching this, success is already available to you right now. It's already available to you. But the question you have to ask yourself is, what life, okay, what life would I be fully in love with being, building, creating, or existing in this moment in time? Okay. And well, really, the first question to ask yourself is, are you right now? Are you in that state right now? Are you successful? Okay. Right now. Is your current life, what's happening, a life where you are fully in love with and okay with existing, building, and creating whatever you're creating? If not, what would be the life that you are fully in love with and okay building, being, and creating to get to the next level? Okay, that's the next question to ask. And then number 3 is, what path do I choose? Okay, or what options do I have to choose in front of me to start to create that path, or to start to actually live that successful life? Okay, remember, keeping in mind, keeping in mind that it, it doesn't matter what you choose, right? The path does not matter what you choose. Okay? It just matters that you do choose the life that you would be fully in love with and okay existing, being, building, and creating it. As long as you are choosing that life, the options to get there will pop up in front of you. And then your job is just to say, all right, that's the best candidate right now. Let me choose that and go. Knowing your intention will lead the way to your dream life, the next level of your dream life, whatever that is. Okay. Now I want you to take a moment as we start to close out this video. Wow, we've already gone 35 minutes. It's crazy. I want you to take a moment and I want you to really ask yourself in this moment in time, what would you need to do? What would you need to be? What would you need to change right now in order to be fully in love with the process that you're in, your existence, and what you're being, building, and creating in this moment in time? Are you in this moment truly living that life? Do you have a clear choice and path ahead of you for what you are looking to exist in? Okay. And if not, what do you need to tweak? If you know that your oxygen as a human being and our lifeblood as human beings is literally, okay, quite literally, this is what God is saying. Our lifeblood is having the next path, is having the next manifestation of our dream life, the life that we're in love with. Okay. What is that for you? And what options do you have now to choose that right now to exist in success and to feel that success in your body right now in this moment in time? Because it's already there, it's already inside of you. You don't have to go look for it or chase it. It's not one certain thing, okay? It's not like, oh, if I choose that path, it's wrong, but then I choose this other path, that's right. It's like you don't have to find that thing. It's already here. It's your intention. And the path, there are many paths, right? That's the whole point of this video, is there are many paths that will lead to the manifestation of that intention of yours, right? That's it. You just have to choose one of them because that's our job here. That's why God gave us free will and choice. Okay. And then once you choose, it's very simple. Once you choose a path, not the path, but a path to get to your intention of a life, or to be in your intention of a life, really is what it is, then you're good. You're successful. And in that success, that right there is the key to how God and the universe rewards you with happiness, with love, with more success, with money, with paying off your debts, with excellent health. Okay. Yes, you better believe that all of this I'm talking about also will directly tie into your health. Okay. Remember, we just talked about the centurions, people living well past 100. This is what they do because that's how we're built as human beings. That's how our bodies actually work energetically, especially when it comes to success. Okay. There's something very special about this. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something very special about the way God designed our bodies to work with and resonate with the energy of success. I.e., like if we feel we are in that energy, we are going to thrive. We are going to manifest what we want. We're going to live longer, have the health that we want, have the partners that we want, right? Have everything that we want in life. Okay. This video, if you haven't realized it already, was just to show you, if you didn't know already, that there is that process inside of you and that you can access it at any time and at this moment of time. And if you haven't yet, let this be your reminder and this your calling to choose and have the intention for that path, because it will give you everything that you want. I promise you that it will give this path, it will give you everything that you want, i.e., the path of you saying, I'm going to choose a life, choose a path that would lead to a life that I love and am in love with and okay with and existing, building, being, and creating in. Okay. At this moment in time. Okay, that is everything for today's content, today's video. I would greatly appreciate a couple things. So, number one, this is a new channel. Okay, so if you all are wanting more content just like this, I will not be posting on my other channel. I have another YouTube channel which I built this whole business on. It's called Branded Tobias. But if you want more of this content, okay, not my other types of content, love, tarot, and all that stuff, be sure to subscribe to this video on this channel, Branded Tobias Spiritual Science. That name may change, but that's the name right now. Okay. Also, if you have access to the hype button, be sure to hit that hype button. It really helps this video in the YouTube algorithm. Definitely leave it a like. And most importantly, above and beyond all of these things, I would love to have your feedback. Okay. How was the presentation of this video? Did you feel like you got you understand, right, what I was trying to share with you? Did it resonate with you? Are you clear on your next steps? And even more importantly, do you want to see more content like this? Do you want me to talk more about health stuff and wellness? Like, what else are you, the audience, more interested in learning about from me? Because there's a lot I can talk about. I am choosing a path, like I said. So I guess that doesn't, the specifics of what I end up choosing doesn't matter, but I still would love to hear your feedback and see if this is a good path that will lead to the next intention of my life, whatever that's going to be. Okay, so thank you so much again for all of your time, your support, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you all on the next one, and I'll see you then. All right, bye for now.